Good morning dear students, welcome once again. This time we are going to read GK, General Knowledge for class 8. Chapter number 35, Historic Battlefields. So we are going to read about the different battles that have been worldwide famous, or the battles that were created history. Okay, about those battles. Some hints are given in which you have to answer what was the battle known as. Okay, so first question is, name the battlefield in which Siraj-ud-Dowlah's army was defeated by the army of East India Company. So Siraj-ud-Dowlah and East India Company fought in the famous battle of Plassey. So it was battle of Plassey. Okay, Plassey, battle of Plassey, right? Yes. Another question. Three of the most significant battles in Indian history have been fought in this place. That means three famous battles in Indian history has fought in this place. One of these battles led to the establishment of Mughal Empire in India. What is the name of this place? That means this is the battle that led to the establishment of Mughal Empire. Okay? What was the name of this famous battle? It was Battle of Panipat. Three battles were fought. Moreover, Mughal got established after fighting Battle of Panipat. Right? Third question. Where did the Mughal Emperor Humayun and the Afghan Sher Shah Suri fight a war for the first time? That means Humayun and Afghan ruler Sher Shah Suri fought the war for the first time, resulting in Mughal Emperor's defeat. It was Battle of Chausa, Chusa, Battle of Chausa it was, in which Sher Shah Suri defeated Humayun. Okay. Now fourth question, where did the battle between the British East India Company and the French East India Company take place in 1760? So where did the famous battle between British East India Company and French East India Company took place in 1760? It was Battle of Wandiwash, Wandiwash, where our French East India Company and British East India Company fought with each other. Okay, so French East India Company and British East India Company fought in the Battle of Wandiwash. The siege of which town in Karnataka led to the final defeat of Tipu Sultan? Where Tipu Sultan was defeated? Yes, he was defeated and killed in the very famous battle of Seringapatam. Both names are correct. Okay, so it is Seringapatam where Tipu Sultan was defeated. Which historically significant site is the location of battle fought between Rana Pratap and Raja Man Singh? So which historically significant site is the location of battle of Rana Pratap and Raja Man Singh? It was Battle of Haldi Ghati. Yes, in the Battle of Haldi Ghati, Rana Pratap fought with Raja Man Singh. On 17 May 1540, Sher Shah Suri defeated Humayun at which historic site? At Kannauj. So on 17 May 1540, Sher Shah Suri was defeated. Sher Shah Suri, that famous Afghan ruler, defeated Humayun. Okay, at which historic site? At Kannauj. Right. So it was a name of a place, Kannauj. Question number 8. Which place is believed to be the site of 18-day-long war mentioned in the epic the Mahabharata? That means where was the battle of Mahabharata fought? It was in Kurukshetra. Okay, Kurukshetra is the site for famous battle of Mahabharata. Okay, everybody of us knows this thing. Okay, so it is Kurukshetra where famous battle of Mahabharata was fought. Moving on to the next chapter. Some pictures are given. By identifying picture and by using these hints, we have to answer what kind of craft this one is. That's why the name of the chapter is Crafts of India, chapter number 36. Okay, this special technique is used by the Dangasia community of the Surendra Surendranagar district in Gujarat to create beautiful fabric. So this special technique is used by Dangasia community. Where this Dangasia community is of? He is from Surendranagar district in Gujarat. This famous fabric work is known as Tangalia. Okay, Tangalia is the famous craft work of Dangasia community. Okay, of Gujarat. Now this is the art of painting a cotton fabric using natural dyes and bamboo pen. This is known as kalamkari. Kalam means pen, that's why bamboo pen is being used for this famous technique, art of painting a cotton fabric using natural dyes and bamboo pen. That is called kalamkari. Okay? Yes. The third question. Deeply in Odisha is famous for this technique, in which pieces of fabrics are sewn on the base fabric. This is a famous work of Pipli in Odisha. This technique is famous. Why? Because pieces of fabrics are sewn in the base fabric. They are sewn, they were stitched to the base fabric. This art is known as applique work. A-P-P-L-I-Q-U-E, applique work. Okay. Very famous Pipli work of Odisha is famous for applique work, right? Question number 4. This embroidery technique originated in the Kutch region of Gujarat. So this embroidery technique is originated in Kutch region of Gujarat. In this, a hook and a silk thread are used to create pattern. It is Ari Bharat. Okay, it is Ari Bharat. Ari Bharat is the embroidery technique originated in the Kutch region of Gujarat. In this, a hook and a silk thread are used to create the pattern. Here you can see the pattern. It is Ari Bharat. Okay. Moving on to the next page, we have some more craft work. The name of this embroidery from Punjab literally means flower craft. What is this famous flower craft of Punjab known as? It is Fulkari. P-H-U-L-K-A-R-I. Fulkari. Okay, famous Punjab embroidery art is known as Fulkari. Another question. This embroidery technique uses gold and silver threads and sometimes precious gems like diamond, emerald and pearls are used in this embroidery technique. Okay, what is this known as? Zardozi. Z-A-R-D-O-Z-I. Zardozi, where gold and silver threads are used. Moreover, precious gems like diamonds, pearls, emerald are also used. Okay, it is Zardozi. This embroidery technique originated in Kashmir. See, beautiful flower is there. This embroidery technique is known as Kasida. K-A-S-H-I-D-A. So Kasida work came from Kashmir. So this embroidery technique is from Kashmir known as Kasida. Now this embroidery technique originated in Lucknow. Okay, this famous technique is originated in Lucknow. What do we call this kind of technique? It is chikankari. Okay, chikankari. C-H-I-K-A-N-K-A-R-I. Chikankari. Okay, this type of work in which white threads are used to make the pattern. Okay, embroidery technique. Chikankari. Okay. Lok Sabha elections, chapter number 37. All those chapters that are missing, I will discuss in the live classes because there is nothing to fill inside it. Okay. So in this chapter, you have to mention which political party has the following at its symbol. That means symbol of hand is there for INC, Indian National Congress, right? So in this way, you have to just identify the symbols. Very easy. Okay, hand is for Indian National Congress. Okay, yes. Another is lotus. Lotus is symbol of which party? Bharatiya Janata Party, right? Bharatiya Janata Party has the symbol as lotus. Clock. Clock is the symbol of National Congress Party, NCP. So National Congress Party has the symbol as clock. Sickle and hammer are the symbol of which party? Communist Party of India, CPI. Okay, Communist Party of India has a symbol as sickle and hammer. Elephant is the symbol of which political party? It is Bahujan Samaj Party, BSP. Okay, so elephant is the symbol of BSP. Twin flowers in a grass is the symbol of All India Trinamool Congress. Yes, AITC, All India Trinamool Congress has a symbol as two flowers are there, twin flowers in a grass. Okay. Bicycle is the symbol of which party? Yes, it is Samajwadi Party. Yes. So Samajwadi Party has the symbol as a bicycle. So these are the famous symbols of some of the very famous parties, some of the parties who are fighting the elections, right? Yes. Moving on to the next, it is about Indian tribes. Here we are going to read about some of the famous tribes. Okay, tribes you also have read in your history part, right? First question, they are one of the largest tribal groups in the world. Raj, Madhya, Dhurve and Khatulva are the four sub-tribes in this tribe. This tribe is of Gonds. Okay, Gonds are the famous tribe. Another tribe, they inhabit the eastern part of Meghalaya. That means they live in eastern part of Meghalaya. Along with Garo and Jaintia tribe, they form majority of the state population. The tradition male dress is a longish sleeveless coat without a collar. That means these are the dress of this tribe. Sleeveless coat without a collar, fastened by thongs in front, called jimpong. So there is a thong in front called as jimpong. It is of Khasi. Jaintia and Garo. Khasi is very famous tribe of Meghalaya. Okay, yes, eastern part of Meghalaya has Khasis. Third question, they are a small pastoral tribe that reside in the Nilgiri hills. So they are small pastoral tribe of the Nilgiri hills. They traditionally worship the water buffalo. It is Todas. T-O-D-A-S. Todas are the small pastoral tribe that reside in Nilgiri hills. They traditionally worship the water buffalo. So they worship the water buffaloes. Okay, Todas. Fourth question, they are believed to be around 450 members of this tribe. That means there are around 450 members of this tribe found on Rutland Island and South Andaman Island. So these are the famous tribe of Andaman Island and they are found in Rutland. These are Jarawas, J-A-R-A-W-A-S. Jarawas were found in the island regions. This tribe is famous for living in island regions. Okay. Fifth question. Living in over 50 hill villages in Arunachal Pradesh, this Himalayan hill tribe has a reputation for being fierce warrior. So this tribe has a reputation of being a warrior, fighter. The name of the tribe means hillman. Okay, name of the tribe means hillman. The tribe is divided into two main divisions, Bohum and Onai. So this famous tribe is of Adis, A-D-I-S, or you can say Abors, A-B-O-R-S. Okay, so these are the famous tribes. Okay, residing in different regions. Okay, yes, so these are the famous tribes. Continuing on with the same, though most of them inhabit the Chittagong hill tracts of Bangladesh, many live in the states of Mizoram, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh. They are of Burmese Tibetan descent. this tribe are Burmese Tibetan descent belonging to Burma Tibetan area, okay, or they have the ancestor forefather as Burmese Tibetan. Moreover, they inhabit Chittagong Hills, tracts of Bangladesh. Moreover, many live in the state of Mizoram, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh towards the eastern side in Seven Sisters. They are Chakmas. Okay, Chakmas are the tribes, famous tribes of this region. Okay. Yes. Another question. They are one of the largest tribal groups in India. They live in the most remote areas of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan and Maharashtra. Here comes your region, your state, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, inhabited by which tribal group? Yes, it is Bhils. The Ghumar dance is very much a part of their culture. Yes, they used to perform the Ghumar dance, right? Ghumar of Gujarat, that is Bhils. Another question. They are the third largest tribal community of India, found in the eastern states of West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand and Odisha. That means you have to give the name of tribal community that are found in West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand and Odisha. Unlike many other tribal groups of Indian subcontinent, they are known for preserving their native language and culture. Who are these tribal groups? They are Santals. Okay, so Santals are the third largest tribal community of India, found in West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand and Odisha. Okay, so these are Santals. So these are the famous tribal groups that we need to learn. Coming on to the next chapter, architecture and sculpture. Okay, the shaking minarets in Gujarat. Picture is also given. Look into your book. The shaking minarets in Gujarat are known for the fact that if one of them is shaken, then the other trembles as well. Suppose if you shake one minaret, another one will also tremble. Which mosque are they a part of? That means these are minarets of a mosque. What is the name of that famous mosque? It is Sidi Bashir's mosque. Sidi, S-I-D-I, Bashir, B-H-H-I-R, Sidi Bashir's mosque it is. Okay. Another question. Which painter and sculptor designed the building of the Belgium embassy in New Delhi? Okay. This famous painter and sculptor designed the building of the Belgium embassy in New Delhi. It is Satish Gujral. Okay, Satish Gujral is the painter and sculptor who designed the building of Belgium embassy. Third one, regarded as one of the greatest British architects of 12th century. So he is the greatest British architect of 20th century. He was the main architect of Rashtrapati Bhavan and India Gate in India. So he is the architect of Rashtrapati Bhavan and India Gate of India. Who is he? He is Edwin Lutyens. Okay, E-D-W-I-N, Edwin Lutyens, L-U-T-Y-E-N-S. So Edwin Lutyens is regarded as British architect of 21st century, 20th century. Okay. He was the architect of Rashtrapati Bhavan and India Gate. One of the major Buddhist centers in India until the 12th century CE. The foundation stone for which monument in Madhya Pradesh was laid by Ashoka the Great in the 3rd century BCE? It is Sanchi Stoop. Okay, so it is the Sanchi Stoop. Okay, which is a major Buddhist center in India until the 12th century CE. Okay, the foundation stone was laid by famous great king Ashoka. Okay, so it was Sanchi Stoop. Fifth question, which monument is famous for dense dark maze called the Bhul Bhulaiya? So which monument is also known as Bhul Bhulaiya? It is Bada Imam Bada. Okay, Bada, B-A-D-A, Imam Bada, I-M-M-A-M-B-A-R-A, Imam Bada. Okay, so it is known as Bhul Bhulaiya. This famous monument is famous for dense dark maze. That means that maze. Suppose if you enter into one door, you don't know from which door you are going to come or where you are going to get out. Okay, that is known as maze. Okay, so this is Bhul Bhulaiya. So Bhul Bhulaiya is of Imam Bada. Okay. So these are some of the famous architects and sculptures, right? Which we have read this time, this much only. Okay. Note down your homeworks. Okay. Your homework for this part. Okay. Everyone note down. Your homework for this part is you have to learn chapter number 35 to 40. Some of the chapter which I have skipped, there is nothing to fill. Mind you, I am going to discuss all those chapters in your live class. Okay, so it is also very necessary for you. It is important for you to do the live class as well as video class for the GK classes. Okay, so these are your homework. Everyone note it down fast. Your homework is learn chapter number 35 to 40. Some of the chapter I discussed during the live class. One more thing, whenever I am taking your GK classes, you make sure that you have your book with you so that you can see the things clearly. Okay, because scanning of things does not make the pencil effect come clearer. Okay, pencil work does not come clear in such kind of scenario. Okay, so it is very necessary for you, it becomes very important for you to keep your book with you so that you can understand the things well. Okay, note down your homework. Okay, you have to learn chapter number 35 to 40. Next time when I am going to come, okay, I'll come up with some another chapter after 40. Okay, some different chapters will be discussed with some interesting facts, because GK is a subject of what? It is a subject of interesting facts and facets, right? Interesting facts and figures are being given in GK. So keep reading, keep learning, keep enjoying till you are not coming to school. Okay, read and read seriously. Don't give the complaints to your parents, okay, regarding your reading habits. Okay, because you are reading for your own, for your betterment, so it is very necessary for you to read the things, to learn the things. Have you noted it down? Homework? Yes. Just note it down. Till the next time we are going to meet, we are going to come up with different chapter. Till then, have a nice day. Have a wonderful day. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Okay.